hip, the hop, the hip, hip it with the hip, hopper, the hip, a hopper, hip.
So good. So good.
The dirty body. The dirty body. All these tourists are killing my vibe, man.
We are suffering on your behalf. We did not sleep. We are suffering.
Greetings from Chiang Mai, Thailand. Now we go to Chiang Rai, Thailand, to see the White Temple and the Blue Temple. We awoke at 5:30 a.m. Along the road from Chiang Mai to Chiang Rai, we've stopped at this hot spring. It's definitely a sulfur spring, you can smell it. And the road from Chiang Mai to Chiang Rai is beautiful. All kinds of stunning vistas. They got the hot spring coming up right in the middle of the parking lot. It's a big tourist rest stop. All the temples that we're seeing today are newer, so to speak. They may have been built on older pre-existing temples that had fallen into disrepair, but yeah, everything we're seeing today is pretty new, built in the 90s or 2000s, more like the 2000s. And so all the styles of these temples, the White Temple and the Blue Temple and this one right here, is more contemporary than the traditional temples, so you'll see more funky colors and creative stuff going on with the art and the sculptures and the paintings and everything. So I told you these temples incorporate a bunch of contemporary art. This demon has a cell phone with a Facebook and Line application. The demon up front is smoking a spliff and he's wearing some Converse. What's the name of this temple?
Wat Sang Keo Pothi Yan.
Okay. Yes, that's where we are. A lot of wealthy donors sponsored this temple. Like this gate was sponsored by the family that owns the Singha Corporation that makes the beer.
Lan is mean million. Na is rice field, paddy field. Lan Na, a million of paddy field. Yeah. This style is Lan Na architecture. Having by local residents.
this epic garden area is meant to represent a heavenly forest, a forest in the heaven realms. Yeah. This is so dope. This is incredibly awesome. I'm digging this. These paradise gardens at this temple are epic. There's a bunch of people sitting meditation back here, so this is actually an active meditation temple as well. So there's this famous monk that founded this temple. This guy right here, he's only 42 years old. Wow. This temple is even more massive than I thought. There's a whole big complex in the back behind the initial temple, and behind the meditation area, there's all of this. Yes, indeed. It's time to move on to the White Temple. We got another hour drive to that. Gonna eat lunch at this nice restaurant by the river here. We have arrived at the White Temple in Chiang Rai. There are lots of tourist buses and tourists here naturally, since this is such a famous place. Just came from the bathroom behind me. The bathroom buildings are gold to contrast with the other buildings, which are white. The white buildings represent the mind, and the gold buildings represent the body. The dirty body. The dirty body. Iron Man Buddhist style.
Symbolic species. Symbolic species. Symbolic species. Symbolic species.
So the professor of art that built this place incorporates a bunch of different types of art, these contemporary styles of art. This is the hometown of the professor of art who built this White Temple, and he wanted to build something for his hometown and also for the last king of Thailand, King Rama IX. The temple is beautiful. It is visually stunning, so it's really impressive, but you know, all the tourists kind of take away from the magic and make it seem more Disneyland-like. So this is hell. You walk through hell before you get into heaven inside the temple. So there There is no photo inside. Guess can't show you inside the White Temple. So ironically enough, once you get inside, the tourist interference kind of let up, and there's a really detailed murals on the inside which are beautiful, but it incorporates contemporary art. So on the wall closest to the entrance, hell is represented, and there's all sorts of contemporary fictional characters like Neo from the Matrix and Avatar characters, some non-fictional characters such as George W. Bush, Bin Laden, and Michael Jackson. And then as you move towards the back of the temple, towards the Buddha images, heaven is represented, or nirvana, and so the imagery is a little bit more traditional, but it's beautiful inside. White Temple is actually not a temple at all. Well, maybe you could consider it a temple, but it is privately owned and no monks stay here. So it is not a monastery, and it's privately owned by the professor who built it. And it's still a work in progress. Oh, this is a big mural. It's a tribute to the last king of Thailand, King Rama IX. Was much beloved by Thai people. So the White Temple's cool. It is beautiful, although very touristy. This trip, though, was almost entirely worth it just for the drive through the countryside between Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai. I have really enjoyed seeing all of the local villages and the farming and the beautiful mountains up here in Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai. It's really beautiful up here. I like it. We have arrived at the Blue Temple. The back of the temple is still being built, so it's much smaller than the White Temple, the whole complex, but as with the White Temple, the Blue Temple is still a work in progress, built by the student of the professor of art who built the White Temple. The Blue Temple is actually much more my vibe. I dig the dark blue of this temple, although all these tourists are not my vibe. It's killing my vibe. All these tourists are killing my vibe, man. So you enter through the mouth of the Lord of Hell. I really love the blue hue in here though. So the Blue Temple is actually a monastic temple. They do have monks here, so it's official in that sense. I really like the blue hue on the inside. I dig it, but once again, the massive amount of tourists kind of damper the vibe. It's kind of killing my vibe, babe. All these people.
Yes.
They're kind of killing my vibe. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whoa. Not supposed to do that inside a temple. We're inside a temple right now.
Oh, sorry. Forget. Oh, sorry, Buddha. Sorry.
She can't control herself, even in the temple. I tend to have that effect on the ladies. I mean, it's beautiful, but I'm not gonna come rushing back. So many tourists. Maybe in the off season might be nicer, not so many people. And it's definitely dope, but not when you're just dodging people and everybody doing it for the gram. Last temple stop for the day. What's the name of this temple?
วัดห้วยปลากั้ง
That's where we are.
เห็นจุดตรงเปลี่ยน
It's a giant Kuan Yin statue. The big Kuan Im. This image right here, the wooden sculpture, is a Kuan Yin or Guan Im, the Bodhisattva of compassion. That's also what the big white one at the top of the hill is that we're going to see. So that's a fortune-telling thing that's done. People shake those cans of sticks and they have numbers or letters written on them, and then whichever one falls out first, you go and get the paper that has your fortune on it. So this is a Chinese Mahayana or Mahayana temple. More commonly in Thailand, you see Hinayan or Theravada Buddhist temples, which typically feature the image of the Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha. But in Mahayana temples, they more often have images of Kuan Yin or Guan Im, as you see here, and the big white one at the top of the hill. So this is a Chinese temple. So at this Chinese temple that you heard the name of a bit ago from the native Thai people, I wasn't expecting this, but there's another white temple here. Basically everything is white inside here and it's beautiful, and there's not so many tourists up in here. I'm digging this. I like it. Beautiful white Buddha images, and everything is white in here, more white than the white temple. here at the giant Guan Im. I'm not walking up there. I am tired. You can take an elevator to the top to the eyes at the lookout. I'm not doing that either. Okay, that's enough temples for today. I think we're done. Back at the hot spring again on the way back to Chiang Mai. This one's pumping. Thing is spewing like a mofo. Man, yeah, this area is beautiful. I enjoyed today. We are tired and sleepy, but it was an awesome day of touristy temples and beautiful countryside.
Don't do that, babe.
Oh, just got back to the hotel from Chiang Rai trip. We are exhausted. Exhausted. Yeah. Today, the trip was definitely worth it. I'm glad we did it. I'm not going to be rushing back to the White Temple or the Blue Temple, but I definitely would like to go back to the countryside surrounding Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, because there was a bunch of cool looking, spots in the mountains and parks and beautiful natural landscapes, old school Thai villages, farming villages and farms, and all sorts of rustic, cool looking stuff. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.